The universe is not testing you. A common misconception and myth probably is a better word that I see often and that my clients struggle with or come to me with is feeling like once you've started, consciously creating and manifesting new and more and better for yourself, old patterns will come up, or the situations that arise feel confusing or like a trap. It's easy to say and think, oh, I'm being tested. I'm being tested. Do you really want this? Or do you really think that you're worthy of this next level or this new relationship, etc.? And most people think or believe that when these situations arise that they are being tested, and the opposite is actually true. So once you lean into realizing that you desire more, better, more money, better relationships, new relationships, a lot of the old programming will start to come up for you to work through. For example, I'm thinking like my clients and a lot of the things that have come up, especially around relationships, they will get to a place where, okay, I'm ready to fall in love or I'm ready to date again. And almost immediately, what will happen? I was going to say 9 times out of 10, and I don't know if that's accurate, but a lot of the times exes will come back, or people that are just like their exes will come into their sphere and start to pursue them. And it can feel comfortable. It can feel like, oh, yes, okay, so like I'm comfortable here because this is the type of person that I'm used to attracting. But what they actually desire is something different, a more healed version of themselves, wants healthier relationship dynamics. And so they'll be like, Ashley, I'm being tested. I'm like, my old type is coming through, or this ex that, we had a really fun relationship, but it wasn't necessarily healthy. And you're not being tested. So what is happening is your reality is expanding. You're attracting, it's like I like to view it as the visual that I always get, especially when somebody is at this place where they're calling in things, they're calling in experiences, is I see it like this river. It's more so like in I think it's Finding Dory, where the turtle is like in the flow, in the current, right? So it's like you're stepping into the current of the energy moving your desires towards you. The visual is really fun because then it's like if you don't resist, you will float to your desired outcome, to your desired reality, to your new life, for lack of better terms. What can happen is that once you're in this energy, you're going to see exes, you're going to see old jobs or old ways of thinking because it's in the flow of where you're going. And you can choose to have an ex-partner. You can choose whatever you desire because I believe that choices are not right or wrong. They're just aligned or not. And if they're not aligned, you will eventually get back to where you are, quote unquote, supposed to be. And choices are free will, and we get to make those decisions, but they're not tests. The biggest thing to hold on to here is you're being given options. When you are in this flow of receiving options, receiving choices, receiving new opportunities, almost instantly, I'm just laughing because it happens pretty much to everybody, where it's like, oh, this door opened. That means I need to step into this choice, this option. And that is simply not true as well. It's like you get to decide, is this what feels good to me? You don't have to think of it as, is this going to get me where I want to go? That's like the logical brain trying to make the decision. But it's more so, does this feel fun? Does this feel exciting? Does this feel alive? Does this feel true for me? Like, use your discernment, use your intuition. Do I want to do this thing? Do I want to choose this? Knowing that this is not the only option coming your way, knowing that this is just one door out of infinite amount of options. Let me give you an example. Think of like you placed an order, right? And pretend that like Amazon, right? So you go into Amazon. So you're like communicating with the universe, you're communicating with God, and you are like, oh, I want a new relationship, or oh, I want a higher income per month, right? So you put the order out and you're doing the work, to hold yourself in letting go and all of the things. And now you're being presented with different options. You're being presented with different doors that you can choose to walk through. You, I was going to say what's required of you, but what you get to do is use your discernment to choose what feels most in alignment for you and what you desire. And you cannot get it wrong. You cannot get it wrong because forward movement is positive movement. It's you're stepping into that current. Regardless of where and when you jump into the current, it's going to take you where you desire to go. It's like I keep hearing it's really that simple, but I know it's not easy. Okay, so stop seeing it as a test. See it as a choice. Change your perspective. Change your perspective how you're viewing what is happening to you slash for you. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? And there's a variety of ways that clients ask me this, like, why is this happening? Why is my ex calling me? Why, am I getting a job offer for less money than what I'm currently making? These types of things. Ask yourself, is it a match for the reality that I am consciously creating? Is it a match? Do I feel my core desired feelings? Do I feel safety in this choice? Do I feel excitement? Do I feel joy? Do I feel like pulled to it, right? So when something feels familiar, quote unquote safe, so there's a difference between feeling familiar and the safety in that familiarity and something that is new that feels scary. And so this is where, especially having support helping you, like, you know, I'm seeing like a needle in a haystack, like carefully. It doesn't need to feel that way, but detangling yourself from old thought patterns and old ways of coping in order to feel safe can feel daunting and can feel scary, but it is possible. And the more that you do it, the funner it gets to be. It's like, oh, I understand. Like, I'm scared about this, but I'm actually excited. I'm I'm not choosing the familiar fake comfort. I am choosing to expand into a new reality of what it is that I actually desire. Listen, you do have free will. Like, you do have free will. Okay, trust yourself to make the right decision. It's not, these things are not, you're not being tested. So it's not, because I get this sense of, when we're in this situation, it feels like being back in school and getting multiple choice questions. And it's like, if I choose the wrong answer, and it's like, no, that's not how it is. It's like if you sit down for dinner and they're like, okay, do you want chicken? Do you want fish? Or do you want a vegetarian option? And it's like, there's no right or wrong answer. It's what is it that you want? What do you feel called to have for dinner, right? And then you get to choose what drink you have and you get to choose your sides. And then at the end, you get to choose your dessert. And then you get to choose, how much of a tip you want to leave. Like, it's all just choices. It's just options. And so when you start to peel the pressure back from, oh my gosh, I got to make the right choice, to it doesn't actually really matter what I choose, but I get to make the choice. I get to make the choice. The universe isn't God. Nobody is making the choice for me. I get to make the choice. And then I hear, and I get to live with the consequences. Yes. And oftentimes when you're expanding, the consequences just get better and better and better, not punishment. Hold the standard for what you truly want. So ask yourself, is this in alignment for the future I am creating? So what does this mean? It's like, if I'm in a job that I feel drained, and I mean the same is true for a relationship, and I feel like I have to have a wall of protection up and I'm not earning enough money that I feel safe and comfortable. And at the end of the day, I feel confused and drained and blah 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 blah. And then I get an opportunity to do something very similar in the same industry, making the same amount of money. It's like, is that in alignment with the future I want to create for myself? It's different, and you have the opportunity to for it to feel less draining, but it's probably not going to. So it's like, what is the future you want? What is it that you're moving into? Well, I want to work less hours and make more money. Okay, that's not what this is, right? And so it's like, and these are oversimplified examples, and I understand that, but this is what it can look like, where it's like, let's slow down and feel into why am I choosing? How does it make me feel? How does my body react to this option? But at the end of the day, you want to envision the future that you want to create for yourself. And does it line up at all? And it's not that you're choosing from a place of, well, this isn't what exactly what I want to be doing. It's more so, does it feel like the future version of me would be in this position type of a thing? To take it a step further, the path that is in most alignment, so not that it's right or wrong, but the path that the choice, the option that feels most in alignment feels like this inner yes. You're probably going to have resistance. You're probably going to have resistance, but it's not going to be this, no, 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 don't do it. It's going to be, oh my gosh, do I really think that I can do this? Do I really think that this is for me? Like, oh, it would be really exciting to choose this, but I don't know if I'm ready. Like there's a different body sensation that comes with your intuition and the soulful yes. When you're in this place of having choices starting to come at you, you can shift out of fear and hesitation into making more empowered decisions that will help you navigate where you're going a lot easier. And again, none of this is actually truly easy because you're doing new things that you haven't ever done before. And I think that that's really important to like really hear is that manifestation is simple. Manifesting when you get to this place of receiving more, it can start to feel difficult because of our conditioning. So I want you to know that it's not always easy, but it is simple. If this is something that you are looking for support with, you can click the link in my bio and reach out. I'd love to hear from you.